So if you're tuned in to listen to this, it means that you are curious or perhaps looking for a solution, perhaps a source of income that can help you supplement what you already have or earn at the moment, or perhaps you're an investor who is always attentive to discover excellent opportunities to tap into an industry that is doing very well on a global platform. Right? If that's the case, then you definitely are in the right place at the right time. And that's exactly how opportunities work. When you position yourself in good timing and do what is necessary from your side to kickstart the process and run with it, then you are in for a very, very good payday. So if that's what you think brought you here, perhaps somebody invited you as well, I'd be very happy to take you through our presentation today. And so VirtualABS is one of those input companies that is inviting us to an excellent opportunity, helping us to tap into the billions that go into distribution, global distribution of one of the fastest moving consumer products in the world, hands down. Really, I haven't come across any other that resembles it. And so that's why we're saying VirtualABS is one of those input companies that is inviting you to that excellent opportunity. And from the definition of what you see in front of you, the initials AVS. AVS, basically, they stand for airtime vending software. So if you're not familiar with what virtual means, it basically means online. Airtime means one of those fastest moving consumer products that we're discussing. And vending basically means selling, right? We're not going to be asking you to sell anything. And a software, it's a computer system that enables or facilitates certain things to happen. So we do have many videos online on the official website, on our social platforms as well, to help you to get acquainted, right? We have presence on YouTube, we have presence on the social platforms, we have presence on the official website. These videos will help you to understand a little bit more about what this distinguished world-class virtual online airtime vending software, and of course other services that we'll be familiar with, a powerful mobile app found on Play Store at the moment. And what it does is that it helps us to get incredible access to profits generated in a very, very lucrative industry that performed exceptionally well compared to any other industry despite the effects of a global pandemic. So as with any other startup organization, obviously, during its initial stages of growth and development, the journey is never easy, right? If you've done a startup before, you know what I'm talking about. And however, we have been able to overcome some very interesting challenges that have built confidence in the future and potential of this business, giving us a lovely experience that helps us to continue to expand and share this wonderful opportunity with others. And you're one of them. If you've been invited to listen into this, or perhaps you're going to watch this at some point, with the visible presence of what we have in the organization. We have the CEO right there, and the director of marketing is part of the team, professionals who have prioritized the growth of this business. And with a background in the same industry, gives them an upper hand in that. International experience, of course, innovative, technical, and financial literacy. The aim is to ensure integration of over 300 service providers across more than 100 countries. And since 2020, when we started, this has been a major milestone. And perhaps you've never come across any other organization that has done that before, especially from a mobile phone space. All the more reason why this is going to have a very massive impact in the communities where the business is adopted globally. And so, like with any other business tool, you get to purchase or put, in other words, perhaps a system in the society that's meant to work in a certain way. The value lies in the active use of the system, right? You buy a bucket perhaps and you want to fetch water. If you don't use it, I don't know what you're going to be using. So the value of a system lies in the use of it. And so the same thing applies here. Some estimates actually show that the average person checks their mobile phone approximately 200 times in a day. Our mobile phones have basically become an integral part of our lives. As often as we need to communicate, pay our bills, access the internet, whatever the case, most of the time we will find ourselves doing so from a mobile phone space. And so what we're saying is that we can now turn those same habits into income. Is that exciting, right? Your habits can now pay you extra income from this virtual ABS platform. We are learning how to turn your daily expenses, my daily expenses, everybody else's daily expenses into what we call passive income. Passive income is basically the type of income that you earn with little or no effort. On the other hand, active income is dependent on your direct and active involvement, without which you might not get paid, right? And so what we're discussing here today is going to be defined in the following way. Virtual ABS is giving you a platform. Remember, we talked about access anywhere in the world to turn those loyal customers in this industry to earn you passive income, forming a network of distribution, one of the most powerful networks of distribution that I've ever seen, giving you a distinguished world-class airtime vending software. And of course, like we said, we do have other services, as you can see there. They will be highlighted during the presentation to help you understand a little bit more about this. But the most exciting part, if you look at that word right there, monetize. Monetize, one of the fastest moving consumer products. And not just one, but like I said, we have other things, your utilities, your data, your airtime. You get to monetize that. Initially, perhaps you didn't have access to that, but now you have access to it. And therefore, when you look at the statistics, for example, we talked about how lucrative the industry is, right? So if you see the statistics right there, mobile phone airtime spending alone by the end of 2021, wireless telecom services are expected, or we can say were expected, to generate more than $1 trillion US in revenues. Now, I don't know how much that is in your country where you're tuning in from. And as you can see there, if you compare that industry to any other industry during that time, you can see from the graphs right there, other industries were not doing very well. Up until now, the pandemic affected many industries, but the global telecom services market size was actually valued at $2.101 trillion in 2021. So that's a very, very important fact. As we continue, these are the facts that you need to keep in mind that will help you understand where you're positioning yourself, which industry, how lucrative is it. And as you can see there in our presentation as well, we do have, we have highlighted the areas where our coverage, where virtual ABS is basically having presence. As you can see there, there's a map that helps you understand. It's been a challenging time trying to grow the business, but as we move forward, Africa, Asia, the Pacific, other areas going to be integrated right there. We will have access to over 300 service providers, and they will help us to be able to monetize not just the fastest moving consumer product airtime, but also the other services that will be available there. So you are at the right place in the right time. And of course, just to give you an idea of what we mean by integration, as you can see there, there are countries where right now we have access to airtime, we have access to data, we have access to other services. For example, in one of the countries listed there, you see Ghana. Ghana right now, there are services, cable, if you watch cable TV right there, you can be able to pay for your expenses on cable TV and of course get what we call passive income paid back to you, cash back into your wallet. You could be able to withdraw it and use that money for anything else that you want. In Kenya, for example, right there, we have access to airtime. You have access to other services available also in Tanzania, access to products that are available in the Central African Republic. So this list is continues to grow as the business expands. And so our invitation to you is today, join the dining table. Initially, maybe perhaps, like we said, you didn't have access to it. If you've never been in this industry, if you've never done any business in this industry, perhaps you didn't have access to that kind of profit that is generated. And fantastically right now, you do have access, not just access, but also a way to monetize whatever is being spent by over 5.2 billion people around the world. You can be able to connect them to the system and of course, monetize not just your own expenses, but the expenses of other people. Network marketing is one of the most genius ways of being able to make money. And that's one of the reasons why this particular platform uses that same model of distribution to help you to monetize not just your own expenses, but the expenses of others across the world, those whom you help to notice this opportunity. And just to take you through some of the steps of getting to register your own account, of course, you get to download the VirtualABS app, now available on Google Play Store, as we mentioned. This is for Android devices, and then of course pay for your user license. The user license lasts for 2 years, $69 right there. Allows you to be able to now get access to what we call a referral system, right? When you have your business license, you can be able to connect others using a very unique way, your mobile number, the number that you use to register yourself. And we'll tell you a little bit more as we continue. Start loading airtime using the VirtualABS app. And of course, this covers over 27 countries now. The target is over 100 countries across the world. Of course, if you want to get access to another stream of income called passive income, bulk airtime commission, step number 4, activate your account in the passive income stream by upgrading your existing business account. What you bought was your account, which is for the $69, but now you can get to upgrade it. When you do an upgrade, just like when you have a membership in a club, an upgrade basically means extra privileges. So the extra privilege right here, when you upgrade, well, that basically means that it gives you access to passive income. And you'll get to understand what that is as we continue. So step number 5, one of the most important ones, just like in any other business, you go to a nice barber shop and you tell people the experience that you had right there. Perhaps the ladies who are tuned in here, you go to a nice salon, or perhaps you buy a nice dress. You recommend your friends. You recommend your friends to come and, of course, shop in the same place. But whoever you're recommending the business to, perhaps whoever owns the shop will not pay you how much, perhaps you might want in terms of commission. But VirtualABS, when you get to recommend whoever it is, even if it's a stranger or a relative or even your enemies, they will be able to help you to earn from their own expenses. So as simple as it is, recommend this to as many people as possible. And like we said, you get to earn because your mobile number is what connects you to the others who will be able to register. You can get to register anybody in anywhere in the world to use a VirtualABS mobile app. And when they do get to start using it to pay for their expenses, to pay for their airtime, pay for their data, pay for their cable TV, electricity, water, insurance, whatever the case, guess what? A small percentage of what they have spent will come back to you, because that network marketing model connects you to all these people on the app. What a genius way to make money. So let me give you an example of what we're talking about here. Let's say, for example, you right there at the top, you've got your expenses, right? You can actually get to register as many people as you want. The VirtualABS app does not restrict how many people you'd like to register. And that's the beauty of this system. So if you do want to register 3 people, for example, at the very first step, perhaps you have yourself right there, your expenses every month, perhaps in January right there, you could say perhaps you spent about $40 for your airtime. Let me give you an example. So for the first $20 of your airtime, what happens is that you get your commission of $0.1. That's 0.5% of that $20. The next $20, which makes it 40, you will get a 5% commission. So that basically means you'll be paid 10 times more than what you got paid for your first $20. What an awesome way to make money. Now for your utility expenses, let's give a scenario where perhaps you spent about $100 for your cable TV, for all combined. Just let's talk about a combined expense of about $100. You paid for your electricity, you paid for your water, you paid for your bills, and then it adds up to about $100. So you bought your float for $100 for utilities. So for that $100, you will get a $0.04 commission, which is 0.04% of the $100. So this is how it's going to play out. For yourself, perhaps you've connected Kevin to the system. He's used your mobile number to register himself. And because he falls on your team number 1, that means that you will receive, personally, you will receive $30. You will receive 20, for the first $20, you'll receive 0.4%, which means 0.08. So let's say, for example, he spent $30, right, in that month. he will receive his own 0.5%. Remember, that's what you were getting yourself for the first $20, right? At the very top right there. So the same duplication of what happens to you at the top will happen to him. However, for you, you will receive 0.4% of what he spends up to $20. Anything he spends above that, he will get his own 0.5 as his own 5% commission. So you'll get to understand this a little bit more as we continue. I just wanted to show you a case scenario. And for utility expenses, you will receive 0.4% all the way down to generation 15. So as we connect each other on the system, what happens is that we continue to earn money from not just our own expenses, but also the expenses of other people that are on our team. What an incredible way of being able to make money. So that happens all the way down from level one. Level one is basically the people who use your mobile numbers, the three that you see on top there. Level two, the 9, for example, if they have already connected 3 people as well, as an example, right? That means you will have 9 people if it's 3 times 3, right? And maybe this 3 on their second level right there, level 2, you have 9. The 9, if they connect 3 each as well, that means you have 27 on level 4, and if they connect 3 each, that means it's 81. It's just we're using 3 as an example to help you understand how the compensation plan works. Like we said, you can register as many people as you want. You don't have to limit yourself to this. And of course, just like with many other mobile apps, we know that many people have recommended them to many people. Sometimes you can't even track who was the last person you told about it. So let's look at the first compensation plan. For anybody who buys their license at $69 US, you are entitled to 3 streams of income. Number 1, you get license commission. Number 2, you get airtime commission. Number 3, you will get utility commission. So license commission is paid when you personally have connected other business partners on the team. So on the level 1, you will get $10 for each business partner you connect. On level 2, because they don't belong to you, they basically belong to your people on level 1, you will get a commission of $4 for each person. On level 3 to 10, you get $2. On level 11 to 15, you will receive $1. So if you follow my arrow, you will see that's what I'm talking about. But that's for license commission. This commission is paid instantly when somebody purchases their business license. You might not know that they purchased, but you will check your commission income. You will see that licenses have been bought, and you will get your commission from anybody on level 1 all the way to level 15, right? Airtime commission works in the following way. It's also instant, just like license commission. So for license commission, you will get paid again when they renew their licenses after 2 years, right? Now, you don't personally get your own license commission when you get your own license. Basically, that means you bought your license, you got started with the business. For airtime commission, every single time you personally buy your own airtime float, let me repeat that. Anytime you buy your airtime float, you will receive 0.5% up to $20. Anything that you purchase above $20, you will receive, again, like we said, 5%. The ratio is going to be paid at 5%, which is 10 times more than what you receive for your first $20. Now, that basically means anything that you now purchase above $20 in airtime float each given month, it will be paid at 5% commission. Now, utility commission, we say that you will receive 0.04% for any float that you buy for utilities. That float can be used universally to pay for any utilities, electricity, water, whatever has been integrated in your country. You can use that float to pay for it. Now, for level 1 all the way down to level 15, for airtime commission, you will be able to receive 0.4% for anybody on your team as they pay for their float. Of course, they've purchased their own float. So anything they purchase up to $20, you will receive 0.4% of that. Anything that they personally purchase above $20, they will receive their own 5%. For utility commission, it's 0.04% all the way down from level 1 all the way to 15, regardless of the amount that they spent, whether it's $100, whether it's $50 for utility float, it doesn't matter. All the way down to level 15, you will receive utility commission of 0.04%. So I hope these 3 streams of income are understandable, because you're about to move on to the next stream of income. Remember, we said if you've purchased your business license, you will be entitled to these 3 streams of income. If you choose to upgrade your business account, that basically means that you will be tapping into an income that's coming in from what VirtualABS is doing. They've signed contracts with various companies that are purchasing airtime in bulk, SMSs in bulk, data in bulk. There's a lot of business in that. So every 15th of the month, for example, this month now that we've gotten into, in the 15th of the month, we will be receiving a percentage of the commission that's coming in from this business, corporate business, we call it, VirtualABS is doing on our behalf. So the 75 US dollars caters for this, basically goes in to help out on what VirtualABS is doing to distribute airtime in bulk, SMSs in bulk, data in bulk to other companies. So for those who upgraded their accounts with 75 US dollars, you can be able to get access to what is called bulk airtime commission. Passive income is paid each month of the 15th, and it's paid for the next 5 years. So remember, you upgraded your account only once. You are entitled to commission every 15th of the month for the next 5 years. What an incredible way to make money. So the distribution of how that works basically is shown there as an illustration. Your debit, whatever you debit there, is 75 US dollars. You got the taxes that are paid for, 20 US dollars goes into that. So you will be compensated for 1% of that 55 US dollars each month of the 15th. And also not just from your own upgrade, but also those who have upgraded on your team from level 1 to level 15. So if they upgrade their business licenses as well, they will be able to receive their own 1% of 55 US dollars on level 1 to 10. They will also be able to receive their 1% on level 11 to 14, but you personally will receive 0.4% of 22 US dollars on level 11 to 14. Level 15, it comes back to 1%. So you will receive 1% of the 55 US dollars every month. And that's how we will be able to see the compensation plan as we continue. We'll get to see, is it small money, just that 1%? Is it that small money that we'll be earning, or is there something more? So take a look at the following slide that will help you to see a projection that's based on the 3x3 model that we talked about. We say that if, for example, you've connected 3 business partners on your level 1, for license commission, you're entitled to 10 US dollars. So if there are 3 of them, that basically means you will be getting 30 US dollars. Okay, that works for you. So on level 2, if 9 people, of course, have bought their licenses, they've been connected by these 3 people, for example, you will get your 4 US dollars. These 9 people will receive their own 10 US dollars. Okay, you will personally, because these are people falling on your team, you will receive your 4 US dollars. So if there are 9 of them, that means you're receiving 36 US dollars, correct? So it just goes all the way down like that, like that. We're just using multiples of 3 as an example here to help you understand that if you continue, for example, maybe the next month you connect another business partner, the 4th person here, right? That 4th person perhaps comes with 3 more, right? Or 2 more, 5 more. That means your generation 2 will also continue to increase in numbers. Your generation 2 people are also continuing to help other people notice that there is an opportunity here. That means on your level 3, they will be increasing in number. So this is just a projection that helps you to understand how passive income works. Total license commission per level, 30 US dollars there on generation 1. On level 2, you got 36 US dollars total license commission. Remember, when they renew these licenses, you will receive that commission again. And this is instantly paid the moment that somebody purchases a business license on VirtualABS. So it's automated. You don't have to keep asking them whether they bought their license or not. If they buy it, you will see your commission come in. Total airtime float commission is $0.24. Where did I get that $0.224 from? It basically means that, remember, you were getting 0.4% of anything that they buy of airtime float up to 20 US dollars. So in a case scenario where we're counting that they've purchased 20 US dollars completely in that particular month, it's added up to about 20 US dollars. 0.4% of 20 US dollars is 0.08. So 0.08 times 3 people on your first level there, it means you have earned on that month 0.24 US dollars. So now you can understand why it's increasing in number as you go down, because the more people there are, and actually on an average, there are people who are actually spending more than 20 US dollars on airtime float. I personally am spending more on that every single month. I believe I'm spending about 50 US dollars every single month. So that means that first 20 US dollars will be credited to you, guaranteed. Each and every single month, you get your 0.08 times the number of people on that team, all the way down from level 1 to level 15. We're actually just looking at about 8 generations here. The next page will show us all the way down to level 15. Now let's talk about the passive income. Remember the one that comes in every 15th of the month. You see 1.65 there at the top. So that basically means there's 1% of the 55 US dollars that's coming from generation 1, right? So if there are 3 people who have upgraded their business licenses with the 75 US dollars, you will receive their 1% of the $55, which is 0.55, right? Multiply that by 3 people at the top. That means on your level 1, you've received 1.65 US dollars. So the same system that's paid you 1.65 US dollars every single month, including your own 0.55 US dollars, is the same system that can pay you all the way down to level 15. As people continue to upgrade their business accounts, that means that money they've used to upgrade, a certain percentage of it will be coming back to you who started this entire process. So you can understand why positioning is very important, to position yourself as the first one on the team as we continue and more people are continuing to download the VirtualABS app and use it to pay their own expenses and turn their expenses into income. And of course, invest perhaps also in that extra income that's coming in from passive income. They see the opportunities. So the 0.55 US dollars becomes more and more and more, all the way down level 8. As you can see there, you're actually earning 3,608 US dollars per month for the next 5 years, plus the people on generation 7. You remember these teams, the moment they upgrade their business account, that 0.55 US dollars will be paid from level 1 to level 15. As they continue to use the system for their own expenses, this does not go anywhere. It will be paid for the next 5 years, regardless of whether they use the system or not. That 0.55 US dollars is not something you can withdraw, but you can be able to, when you invest in the business, basically it means you'll be paid for the next 5 years, and so will the people on your team. So let's talk about the utility float commission. If you have any questions, of course, we'll be able to address them at the end of this session. Total utility float commission means it's the float that they bought for themselves for their own utility, right? They want to pay for their electricity, they want to pay for their cable, they want to pay for their water, they want to pay for their insurance, whatever it is that they will be using that utility float for. Remember, you're receiving 0.04%. So the 0.04% basically adds up to what we saw when we were demonstrating how much that means, right? Multiply that by 3 business partners, that adds up to 0.12 US dollars. 0.04 times 3, that's 0.12 US dollars. So the same system that has paid you that on generation 1, why would it not pay you again? As utilities are bought on a minimum, as we can say here, we were using the illustration of where somebody has bought perhaps a utility float worth 100 US dollars that particular month. So as that was the illustration that we were using, that's why we were projecting it here, 0.12 US dollars for the 3 people there. And of course, you have your own expenses. So if you look at the next slide, it shows you what the compensation will look like at level 15. If you were to do those increments of 3 on each level, it means this is what you can actually use any number to project what type of income. I remember somebody saying that VirtualABS, you actually get to write your own check. Remember, when you get employed, that might not necessarily be the case. You can't project how much you can make. Perhaps if you're earning commissions, if you're a salesman, perhaps that's something else. But if you have a salary every single month, you can only expect the much that you signed up for. But in VirtualABS, you can't even project how much you're going to be making because you can't be able to predict how many people will be downloading the VirtualABS app and using it to turn their expenses into income. So the process is basically get yourself started and of course tell as many people as possible so that you can be able to now see, as you can see here, just by generation 15, you get a total of about 9.4 million US dollars coming in every single month from passive income. That's one of the things that I actually like about this business. I love what's coming in from the passive income, leave alone what's coming in from airtime commission or license commission. I love what's coming in from passive income every single month, regardless of whether I bought airtime or I renewed my license. Right there, as you can see, my license is lasting for 2 years. So for the next 5 years, as you can see here, you're earning a good 9.4 million US dollars. So whoever it is that's coming on board, you will have enough money to be able to renew your license. You will have enough money to renew your upgrade. you'll have enough money to be able to withdraw and use it to pay for any other expenses that are not services afforded at VirtualABS. You can do whatever you want with that money, and we'll tell a little bit more about that as we continue. So let's go to the success steps. As you can see here, we'll do a recap. Basically, sign up, download the VirtualABS app from Play Store, and get your license, which is 69 US dollars. And with any other opportunity, as you can tell, whenever it is that you have such a low buy-in right here when the opportunity is still fresh, remember, as the business continues to expand, you don't know how long that will be lasting. So you better get on board as soon as possible. Refer, as you can see on step number 2, refer as many people as possible to the VirtualABS app. That means when they connect with you on the system, you will be able to earn commission, not just from your own expenses, but the expenses of others. And of course, step number 3, not just airtime. You can load airtime and load airtime float to earn commission from that, or load utility float and earn commission from that. And of course, step number 4, you can upgrade so that you can get the passive income coming in. So let's show you how you can get to sign up. You click on the first stage where, of course, when you download the app, you'll be able to see this page here. When you click on register, you can be able to put your username. Your username can be your business name. I like putting my business name because that means I'm actually running a business here. It's not just a nickname, but I'm registering a business account. So you can use that for your username or any other name that you choose to. Of course, you get to your first and your last name officially. And of course, when you get to select your country, you will be able to get a section where you can select your city as well. Choose your number. Make sure that when you're putting in your number, you put it without the country code, because once you choose the appropriate flag of your country, that means that you have already selected the country code. Enter your email address. It will give you an option of doing that twice for verification. And the second number that follows is the upline number. Remember, we say that the system helps you to connect to each other. So the upline number that you use here is the number of the person who recommended the business to you. So ask him or her for the number that they use to register their business account on VirtualABS. It has to be a number that is licensed, basically an account that is licensed. So if they've purchased a business license, they can use their mobile number to connect you to their team. Enter your password 2 times, of course, for verification, and click on sign up. Once you click on sign up, that will allow you to be able to generate what is called a customer account. You'll get a verification code on your email, and that verification code will help you to actually register what is called a customer account, what you see on your far left. Now, if you choose to buy your license from the buy services option, you will be able to get what you see here, which is the second option in the middle, which is the business account. Remember, this account has not yet been upgraded, so you can earn from the 3 streams of income: license commission, airtime float commission, and utility float commission. If you choose to upgrade the business account, that means you will be able to get what is called a full account, which is an upgraded account, basically, in other terms. So those are the 3 ways that you can be able to qualify for all 4 streams of income available now. And that means you buy your license. Once you get the customer account, you get a licensed business account. And of course, when you upgrade, you get an upgraded business account. So this is how the app looks like. And as we say, there are many services available. We are planning to have this integration across over 300 service providers across 100 countries plus. So you'll be able to load your airtime float, buy your license or renew your license, of course, your utility float, or even ABS dollars. If you want to know what those are, you can contact the person who recommended you to come and listen to this, or you can be able to tune into our presentations where we train people every Sunday on how they can be able to use the app, and there are videos that are available also online to help you understand how to use the app. There's a tutorial about that. So let's look at the ABS wallet where your commissions go. There is what comes in, which is the utility commission, as we talked about. You have the license commission coming in. This is what is on your left. You have your airtime commission coming into the wallet. This is basically your bank, your VirtualABS bank, right? You have your bulk airtime commission also coming in. P2P recipient means you can send whatever money is coming into your wallet from one wallet to another, okay? Somebody else has the VirtualABS app. You can actually transfer money from either in any country that you're in, one wallet to another, one app to the other app, money transfer has become easier now with the virtual ABS, free of charge, P2P recipient. Now, on the right, you have what is coming out. You can be able to use whatever is also coming into your virtual ABS wallet to purchase your utility, right? You can also be able to use that money to send it maybe to your mom, to your uncle, to your brother, to your friend, or even settle your bills across the world. Whatever you're earning there, you can be able to send it to anybody who has a virtual ABS app to their wallet free of charge. The purple icon right there, you can use it, the money that's coming into your virtual ABS wallet to buy your airtime float or to renew your license, the yellow icon right there. You can be able to use the money coming in to renew your license after 2 years, or even to upgrade your account once again after the 5 years have elapsed. The mobile money option is available in several countries where you can withdraw your money. I know it's available in places like Kenya and many others, Ghana. So mobile money is somewhere we could be able to deposit your money. I don't know if there are countries where they don't even understand what mobile money is, and some who also don't know what airtime is. So get to teach them a little bit more about this, perhaps getting to understand where the world is moving in terms of technology. The biggest fintech in the world is mobile money at the moment, and it's helping people to be able to transfer money from one country to another, or from one mobile number to another. They can be able to do mobile money transfers as well. So mobile money is one of the options where you can be able to withdraw your money from the ABS wallet. You can also withdraw the money to your bank account, or you can also withdraw it to your crypto account. Cryptocurrency is an accepted form of currency. The world is moving towards a digital era where now digital currency is being accepted even by major banks in the world. So you can be able to deposit that money, if you understand how cryptocurrency works, into your USDT account. You can say your cryptocurrency wallet, in other words. So we want to be able to encourage you to do that. And the minimum, as you can see there, for mobile money is 10 US dollars. Minimum for bank withdrawal, you do need to have at least 20 US dollars and above in your virtual ABS wallet so that you can be able to withdraw any amount that is, at least to that minimum of 20 US dollars there. So for crypto, it's 23 US dollars minimum. If you want to know more about this, of course, contact the person who asked you to come and listen into this. So we are at a time in the world where opportunities abound in the world we live in. And through love, we can be able to heal as many people as possible of their financial problems or any other problem that they're experiencing. Through love, we can be able to share and empower as many people as possible. Therefore, that will help them to be able to create as much wealth for themselves and happiness, and of course, empower as many people as possible to use the tools we have to inspire confidence. Why? The value of a system lies in the use of it. And when we take action, we will be able to inspire as many people as possible.